Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday, March 24th. Today's IXL practice is going to be very similar to yesterday's, where we are plotting points in a graph, and this time it's going to come from a table, and it's going to have a context associated with it. So let me go ahead and show you here what this is going to look like. So again, I go to ixl.com, sign in JFK, that's my login. And today's code is, and again, your home screen looks a little different than mine. Today's code is HWV, and that will be in the email that I send out as well. So HWV, graph points from a table. We're gonna click on that. And I'm gonna go ahead right now and recommend this for you guys. I can do this on my end, but there you go, CC3, oops. CC3, there you go. So now it will show up on your recommended skills. Okay, graph this data on the coordinate plane. So if you look, it is the same type of coordinate plane that we had yesterday. All values are positive, but this time we're going to be looking at a table of values, and you have to match the values in the table with the axis that's labeled. So in this case, the x-axis is the amount of water needed to make our own bubble mixture, and the y-axis is the amount of dish soap needed. So you have to pay attention to these values. These are technically x's, and these are our y's. So it looks like I'll be graphing 4 points in this table. So my first point is if I need two, I think C stands for cups probably. If I need 2 cups of water, that means I need 1 cup of dish soap. So there's my first data point, 2, 1. Second data point, if I need 4 cups of water, that would require 2 cups of dish soap, that's 4, 2. 6 cups of water requires 3 cups of dish soap, and my last point, 8 cups of water requires 4 cups of dish soap. Now notice how I'm saying these out loud as I'm typing, or excuse me, as I'm clicking. It is important that you understand how to interpret points. So I want to know that this point stands for a specific relationship. This is 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of dish soap. Let's see what happens there. All right, and we got that correct. So again, this is a different scenario. We have a candle's height. After a number of hours burned, how tall is the candle? So again, if I look at this, my x-axis represents the time burning in hours. So that looks like these are my x values. And the y-axis represents the height in inches of the candle. So it looks like I'm starting at 0, 10. Now this is actually an interesting one. We haven't had a 0, but that means when x is 0, my height is 10. This is sometimes called an initial value or a starting value because no time has gone by. So now we're thinking about, okay, this means the candle starts at 10 inches. That's just kind of what I'm thinking about in my head. After 1 hour, the candle's height is now 8 inches. After 2 hours, the candle's height is 6 inches. And after 3 hours, the candle's height is 4 inches. Now, what you might notice is that these points are not random. What shape are they kind of forming? It looks like they're forming a line. So that is maybe a way that you can tell that you're graphing these correctly. For example, if I accidentally graph this point like way out here, this does not form a line. This now forms some type of curve. So maybe that is an indication that I didn't graph that point correctly. Let's submit and huzzah. I keep saying that. Okay, so next level, let's go ahead and jump a level. Once you get to, it looks like a SMART score of 47. Same idea, just represented in a different type of table. So now our table is vertical rather than horizontal, but the idea is still the same. You look at, okay, here are our values that represent age, if it looks like a puppy's growth, and the weight in pounds that associates with that age. So my x-axis is the age of the puppy, and the y-axis is the weight. So it looks like at 1 month, the puppy weighs 1 pound. At 2 months, the puppy weighs 4 pounds. At 3 months, the puppy weighs 7 pounds. And at 4 months, the puppy weighs 10 pounds. Does this look to form a line? It kind of does. In fact, you can see some consistent growth. To get from this point to this point, I'm going up 3 units and to the right 1, up 3 units to the right 1, up 3 units to the right 1. Why do we think that is? Well, if you look, for every 1 month that the puppy is aging, how much weight is that puppy gaining? Well, 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. That's something called a constant rate of change. So basically that means that both of these values are changing at a constant factor, or excuse me, not constant factor, constant rate. This is changing by 1 each time, this is changing by 3. All right, now it looks like we're back to a horizontal. So this is essentially, I think the only thing that changes, because I can't jump another level, is that these values become a little bit bigger. And again, your axes might start to jump by a different amount. For example, this goes from 0 to 4 to 8 to 12. So now it's jumping by a difference of 4. But that's going to be it for today. So again, your code is HWV, graph points from a table, very similar to what we were doing yesterday. And I'm back. So again, thank you so much for everyone's participation so far. I appreciate it. Just to give you a little heads up of what's to come, I have my little notes over here. Today is, again, plotting from a table. Tomorrow we will be plotting in a full-on coordinate plane with 4 different quadrants, which again, many of you have done, but it's always important to practice this skill before we get into graphing linear functions, which is actually what's coming. So please continue to talk to me. Oh, this is all Algebra 1 stuff, by the way, in case you were wondering. Please continue to reach out to me if you have any questions. It's very difficult for me to help you unless I know what you're looking at. So if you're able to take a screenshot or you're able to take a picture of it on your phone and email it to me, I'm better able to help you. Otherwise, it's really difficult for me to interpret what it is that you see because I don't have it in front of me. Make sure that you're continuing to shelter in place, wash your hands, take good care of yourself, drink plenty of liquids, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Bye.